You can see this too if you try this with a simple experiment. One of the simplest is just to send intention to someone else. Think of a simple object, a dog, a ball, or a simple quality like love or compassion. You can visualize it, or you can just think of the word. Hold your partner's hand first and establish a connection, and we'll talk a little later in this program about how to power up. But just for now, both of you get into a calm and meditative state. Hold your partner's hand, then attempt to send your intention out through your heart and transmit that object to your partner. Partners should just catch that thought immediately, without thinking about it, without analyzing it. Don't create an analytical overlay. Just pick up the first thought that gets into your mind, the first thought or first image, and write it down. And then compare notes. Now try this with people you're close to, and then try it with acquaintances, and see what happens. Compare notes after you've sent and received, and you can switch places too. But see whether or not the receiver has picked up the information accurately. Now, a hit doesn't have to be just the actual object itself. It can be something related to it. So let's say you've sent dog. If the person picks up cat or picks up woof, that's also correct. Let's say you've sent mother. If the receiver picks up love, arms, baby, that's also a hit. Another fun experiment that I learned from an actual scientific experiment carried out by Dr. Melinda Connor at the University of Arizona is this. Get a hold of some baby food jars. Run them through your dishwasher so they're nice and clean, and put some water in them. Let's say you've got 10 of them. You'll need a bunch of your friends to do this. Have maybe 10 friends come, and have each of them send intention to one of the jars. You do this by getting into a calm and meditative state, thinking of an object, and sending that object into the jar over 10 minutes. Then tap the jar on a table 100 times, and do it again for 10 minutes, and then send intention again for 10 minutes. Tap it another 100 times, and do it a third time. Focus very intently on your object and transmit that into the water, and then tap it on the table another 100 times. That's shaking it, almost like homeopathy does. They call it sussing it, and they believe that charges the water to record this information, much like a tape recorder. Then take a piece of paper, write the name of the object that you've thought into the water on this paper, wrap it up, and wrap it round the jar with a rubber band. Then place the water all around the room, and have the group of 10 go from jar to jar, get into a meditative state, focus out through their heart, and reach out almost like a giant hand or the tendril of a flower, and pull out the word in the jar, and then write down immediately the first word that comes into your mind or the first image that comes into your mind. After you've finished, one person can unwrap all of the pieces of paper, and everybody can compare their list and see how accurate they were. And remember, a hit is also a related word. So if one of the words is sun, if you've got sunglasses or rays or even hot beach, that will still be a hit.